Hello there guys, come on in, of course, for yet again another pre-workout review by us, the Review Bros. My name's Aaron, it's just me today, but it's really good, obviously, to have you joined on a pre-workout review, and it is a new one to the market. It is called Offer, and it's by the guys at Excalibur Nutra. We've got them to thank for sending this one on down, and we're going to break it down, of course, into the usual segments: the taste, price, label, and primarily the effects of this one in the real world. It's a stacked formulation. It looks promising on paper. You know the drill though. Honesty will come forth on this one, and all we ask in return is please do, of course, give us a thumbs up, a comment down below, and your subscription to the channel, because we're going to put out a lot more honest reviews in the future, and we don't want you to miss out and not waste your hard-earned cash. Let's get into this one first. Okay, we are into the taste segment of these reviews. Least important probably, but we cover it anyway. And this one comes in two different flavours. The one we've got for the sake of today's review is pineapple mango, and it also comes in fruit punch. So I like the two choices there. Generally speaking, I like those two flavours. Anyway, like I say, big stacked formulation. We are looking at a big 24.4 gram scoop. A squashed flat one does indeed get you that serving size. It's quite a fine powder, almost like flour. A lot of it. Anyway, in it goes, and automatically we can see there's not too much in the way of forthcoming colours. Let's give it a shake. Yeah, see what I mean? Pure white, so it makes it difficult to see. There is some sediment on the bottom. It's not dramatic. I've used it before. One of those you just go like that and neck it on down at the very bottom. You know, that's the drill for most pre-workouts, isn't it? Anyway, I digress a little. Let's get into the flavour profile of this one. It's pineapple mango and it's going down. I've used it before. And the truth be told, honest as it comes, I'm not a big fan of this flavour. It's just not very sweet, and there's a bitterness there. And the truth is, it's just strange. It doesn't necessarily, to me, taste like pineapple or mango. I don't know. There is hints of it there. It's just, when I'm comparing it perhaps to some other pineapple mangoes on the market, this one falls a little bit short. I'd like it to be a bit, I don't know, a bit more sweet perhaps. I mean, it's definitely not bad. It's just not as good as some of the others. Now, what would I score it out of 10? I'm going to go for a 6.5 out of 10. It's definitely doable. Is it enjoyable? It's on the cusp. Anyway, neck it down. Let's get into training. Let's find out how much this one costs. Okay, so we're talking money. We're talking how much is this setting us back? Is it going to break the bank? How much of your hard-earned cash is going in this direction, should you go down that route, of course? We'll head on over to the official website. I'm going to chuck it down there. And, of course, the link is live down in the description below. You can see this product there. And they even do sample servings. So that gives you that gist. It gives you that. I ultimately do believe that when companies do sample packets, they believe in their product, because quite a lot of people are going to go for the samples first. They're obviously thinking you're going to like the pre and buy the pre. Anyway, RB10 gets you 10% off of this product, knocking it down to $49.49. You're looking at $1.98 per the serving. You get 25 servings from this. UK guys, for the sake of a pure translation along, it's £1.55 per the serving, which is nice. That discount code, of course, does help. Now, when you concern ourselves with pre-workout pricing per serving for pre-workouts compared around the entire world, where a 5 out of 10 is your average point, this one comes in, you got to remember it's stacked here, at a 5.5 out of 10. So yes, it is slightly more affordable than your average pre-workout, which of course, it's always going to be a thumbs up. It's probably more of a thumbs up when we look at the label, but let's get into that one right now. We are now into the label of Alpha by Excalibur Nutra. And what is it packing? Well, a big scoop to start us off, of course. As mentioned, 24.4 grams, 25 full servings per the container. So we start off with L-citrulline, 10 grams of it. Pure L-citrulline at that. That is a hefty dosage, and in fact it's up there with the upper dosages of pre-workouts in the world ever. So really good start. Now what does the L-citrulline do? Well, it gives you obviously nitric oxide. It helps with blood flow, vascularity, nutrient delivery to the muscle cell. Ultimately the pump in the gym, and it's going to give you pumps galore on that dosage alone. We next look at L-tyrosine at a mega dosage, 4 grams. I'm going to repeat that one. 4 grams, which is, I would argue, 4 times bigger than a typical dosage of the amino acid responsible for mood elevation, concentration and focus. We have beta-alanine up next at the good dosage, 3.2 grams. Beta-alanine, itchy, tingle feeling as the pre-workout kicks in, and of course when you saturate it within the body, it's going to help you with endurance for extra repage in the gym. Up next, nitrosogene at 1.5 grams, the good dosage again. It's going to work even well with the L-citrulline for more nitric oxide, more pumps. Really good to see in there. We've got alpha GPC, 600 milligrams, a good dosage for again more focus, more concentration, more laser-like vision within the gym to get shit done. We next have up next choline bitartrate, 600 milligrams. And this is the only ingredient to me that really looks a bit lower than we like to see. We'd like to have seen 1,000 milligrams. I'll be honest here, with the other focus ingredients, are you going to notice a 400 milligram loss? Probably not, let's be real. We next have lion's mane mushroom up next at 300 milligrams. And I guess, again, I'd probably say that's a little bit low, more focus, nootropic action, getting you in the zone, hopefully. And I mean, let's talk real facts here. I guess the dosages of all the things combined are going to give you pure focus anyway. We next have up theobromine, 200 milligrams, mood boosting with a bit of stimulation, energy, fat burning effect. Hopefully, again, working with perhaps the caffeine dosages that are to come. And then actually, talking of which, caffeine anhydrous at a low dose. Is that a bad thing? I actually don't think so. 150 milligrams. That's about as much as a Monster energy drink. It's around that level for energy and stimulation. We next have up next decaffeine malate, however, another 100 milligrams, topping it up here to around the 250 mark, depending on the yield of the caffeine there. It's a slower digesting version, so it's going to hopefully help with an anti-crash mechanism, keeping you energized as you come towards the end of training when typically you'd start to burn out. And we have estrogen up next for absorption of these ingredients. Really important to get this stuff moving in the body, getting it digested, ready for the session at hand, right? And we have up next huperzine A at a dosage of 5 milligrams, so it'll yield about 50 micrograms. It's going to give you that focus, concentration. It's dubbed the learning chemical. It's giving you that in the zone style feels. What do I think of the label? I've got to say, I really like it. We could be looking at a high focus, very high pump, low energy daily here. Let's see how it performs in the real world. It's Alpha. Okay, we're here. We have landed at the primary segment of any review, and it's a bit that ultimately you want to know about. What does it do in the real world? Does it flop? Is it any good at all? Is it worth the money? Is it all hype? Or does it actually come together perhaps even better than the label? Well, let's start at the beginning. Beta-alanine. What do you think of that? What do we, obviously, I think of that? It kicks into a medium degree here. I guess it would argue the 3.2 grams, it gives that beta tingle. However, there is a lot here to digest. It's a big scoop. It's a meal. It's like getting in everything all at once. And perhaps the beta-alanine takes a bit of a passenger seat. What would I give it on the beta tingle scale? I still felt it. No doubt at all. 6 out of 10. Safe bet. If you love it, it's still there. If you hate it, you can get away with taking this pre, and you know what? Hopefully it stays at bay for you. Now, what comes in next is a very, very nice wave of energy. Smooth as smooth peanut butter. It's not a slapper. You expected this, didn't you? It comes together in line with the label. It's a low dosage of energy. Do I think that's a weakness? Would you think that's a weakness? So user dependent. Do you want high energy or not? Quite obviously, guys, it's a mild pre-workout. I'd argue it's actually probably bridging the gap between non-stims and stims. It's a low energy pre-workout. If you want to think about energy out of 10, where a 10 is the craziest pre-workout in existence, this one's down there at like a 3 out of 10. It's not going to keep you up all night. For caffeine sensitive people, this is a fantastic choice because guess what? It's not that often that gap is bridged between the non-stim and the stim world. Normally you're either getting 300 caffeine plus or you're getting no caffeine at all. It's like I say, it is quite rare that you get something in between, and therefore I've got to say they filled a void in the market. It's not that often that happens. So there's the energy standpoint. Low. What comes in next? What else do we look for in a pre-workout? Well, we look for a focus, of course, and we look for pumps. The focus was very good, solid, in the zone, dialed in. You get stuff done, and you get stuff done well, and you don't lose that focus. It's one of those also that keeps you focused after your training session. You get home, you're doing your meal, you're doing chores and bits and pieces, whatever it may well be, perhaps going to work, you stay focused. I'll be honest and argue that it's probably about as good as focus is going to get without getting into the dark, grey, illicit world. That's the truth. Without going down the DM route, and you know what I mean by that, the very hardcore stuff. This is as healthy as the focus is going to be and as good as the focus is going to be without going down that pathway. The shining star for me, obviously, was those pumps. Absolutely nasty. Rivaling pump-only specified focused pre-workouts. It gives you gnarly pumps from set number 1. Painful. And therefore, I'll be honest with you, avoid it on a leg day. It's going to be absolutely grueling. Too much blood in that area can therefore, of course...
Savage pumps in the gym and the bedroom. Wolf pump.
It can be too much. This for chest day, shoulders, arms, even back, gets you feeling like you're stepping on stage. Mr. Olympia vibes. You feel like Wesley Vissers on stage, perhaps even like, you name it, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman. You feel good on it, you feel big on it, you feel juicy on it, you feel pumped TF. It is solid from that standpoint, and I think that does that from the L-citrulline dosage alone, let alone, right, all the other pump ingredients thrown in here. And on top of that, we've often said this on the channel, focus ingredients can give you perhaps better pumps than pump ingredients. And as silly as that sounds, if you get that mind to muscle connection because of focus, right? Focusing on what you're doing, focusing on muscle intent, training perfection, the pumps become the next level. So therefore it is a solid, an ultra solid daily driver. Really is rivaling the best of the best in terms of daily driver. When we get a top 10 video of daily drivers out there, I have absolutely very little doubt that this will indeed, as Arthur would, fight its way in there. This one doesn't do half a job, it does the full job. Nice low energy, which I like. I'll be honest, I like that sometimes. I don't want to be stimulated off my head all the time, but I do want to be focused, and I can sure tell you now, I do want to be pumped. And it really does it. With no negatives, no digestive issues despite that mega scoop, no nausea, sickness, jitters, no excessive appetite suppression, no sleeplessness, you name it. It does a very good job. It will be something I'll use moving forwards in terms of, like, I've reviewed it now. I'd still use it again in the future. And when we say that, that goes to testament as how good the product is. Because we get so many pre-workouts, I never really have to use the same one twice. Other than for the review, of course. You get my gist. Solid, well worth the 5.5 price point. The taste, perhaps try the fruit punch. It's worth it, that's for sure. And worth it on that price point. Well done, Excalibur Nutra. Wherever you come from, you've done it right. You've done a good job. Not much more can be said. Purchase it if you can. Thank you all for watching at home. And of course, as always, stay stimmed. Cheers for watching.